Mrs. Delgado? Mrs. Chavez? Mrs. Science? You good to go? All right, the time is now 1:34 a.m. and we are reconvening in open session. Executive session A, personnel pursuant to section 551.074 of the Texas Government Code and attorney consultation pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code. 1, resignations, terminations, appointments, evaluations, reassignments, duties, and discipline of professional, paraprofessional, and non-contract employees, teacher substitutes, and substitutes for maintenance, transportation, and cafeteria department. Mrs. Chavez.
The administration recommends the personnel agenda as presented.
Okay, we have a recommendation from the superintendent. Do I have any discussion? I would like to clear the record and remind that we have a few edits we're going to be making to that.
I have a recommended contract.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. My apologies. We have a recommendation from the superintendent. My apologies. Any discussion? No. Hearing none. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion from Ms. Vallejo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the same sign. The motion passes unanimously. Number 2, discussion and consideration of the renewal of teacher term contracts request for approval for a proposed non-renewal of teachers' term contracts and a request for approval of the termination of teacher probationary contracts for the 2024-2025 school year. Mrs. Chavez.
The administration recommends the term contracts as discussed with direction to the human resource director to review the final document.
Any discussion?
Yes, I have a motion.
Okay.
Move to terminate the 2023-2024 Chapter 21 probationary contract at the end of the contract period in the best interest of the district. Jonathan Flores.
Okay, we have a motion from Mrs. Vallejo. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 All opposed, the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Number 3, discussion and consideration to non-renew the 2023-2024 Chapter 21 term contract of a teacher RH. Mrs. Chavez.
The administration recommends as presented in the agenda.
Okay. Do we have any discussion?
Hold on, Mr. There's going to be discussion of any possible action. We don't have a specific point or the next one is a term contract.
Right.
Yes, it's right here. Yes. Well, but we're in open session.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Recommend to non-renew the 2023-2024 chapter term contract of a teacher at the end of the contract period, Ruben G. Hernandez.
We have a motion from Mrs. Vallejo. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 All opposed, the same sign. Motion passes unanimously. There were no student discipline, no action on student discipline?
Probationary contract.
Didn't we do the probationary contract already? Number 2 was,
The
no,
probation,
number 2 was a probationary
A2
contract.
was probationary.
We did it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we did it. Nothing on student discipline, right, Mr. Salania?
Not that I'm aware of, no, sir.
Okay, and nothing on legal side either? No action for anything legal, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Actually, we might. So then the next item is discussion and consideration of the superintendent's evaluation, employment, and duties. This is the governance portion of it. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, do I have a motion?
Yes, Mr. President, I move to place the superintendent on administrative leave with pay pending further notice and appoint Jeannie Venetia acting superintendent.
Okay, we have a motion from Mr. Rodriguez. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor?
Chairman, can I add something real quick, sir?
Yes, sir.
It got to my ears and out in the community that Mr. Hernandez is being heavy-handed on the investigation. I want this to be on the record. I had a communication with our board president, and I had communication with legal counsel. And then it so happened Friday when, I don't quite recall the dates, but when they were on New Orleans conference, it got to my ears that I was informed that the investigation about certain incident was on hold. So my communication to the board president and school attorney was, well, the investigation suspended, logically, you would say, hey, Mr. Garcia, Mr. Salazar, then the employees have to go back to work. That's it. That's as far as it went. Now,
Sir.
out there in the community are going to go communicate things that I was doing heavy-handed. It's not once that I have communication with Ms. Chavez. Not once. I believe in fairness. I stay out of it. But like I said before, if I could help with the staff, help with anybody with a concern, I'm going to look into that. And I want that to be on the record. It's just one board member. You can just flat out ignore me. What is it that I have so much power that in the community that Hernandez does this and Hernandez? I need to remind the public
Go ahead.
that it's a corporate body. It's 7 of us make the decisions. And Chairman, thank you so much, and I yield.
So we have a motion from Mr. Rodriguez and a second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor, vote by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Nay.
The motion passes 6-1. I believe we do have another motion regarding,
Yes, Mr. President. I move to authorize Board President and Legal Counsel to proceed as discussed in executive session regarding superintendent's contract.
we have a motion from Ms. Delgado. Do I have a second?
Second.
A second from Mr. Martinez. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
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 All opposed, the same sign.
Nay.
The motion passes 6-1. Any information agenda? The regular board meeting is tentatively scheduled for May 21, 2024. Any other announcements? No? Best of luck to our softball girls who are advancing to the playoffs this week. Bring home a victory for us. And time is now, I need a motion to adjourn now.
So moved.
I have a motion from Mrs. Delgado. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Ms. Vallejo. All in favor, vote by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, the same sign. Motion passed unanimously. The time is now 1:42 a.m. and this meeting is adjourned.